Ninja have been branching out into equipment and kitchen tech that on the surface seems pretty cutting edge. So we thought we'd get some and put it in front of a normal and a chef to test and review.
Does it really need reinventing?
Absolutely delicious.
A big fat no.
To find out if they're actually worth the hype or just great marketing.
What's the point of giving you a timer if it pops up 2 seconds early?
So the last time we did one of these, got 1.5 million views, so no pressure, mate, because there's only one interchangeable there, the chef. Starting with number 1, the Ninja Slushie, a domestic tabletop slushie maker. So this is what they promise. No ice needed, no sharp blades, no blending. Simply pour, slush, and enjoy with a simple press of a button. So they claim for it to be whisper quiet using whisper chill technology. They also claim you can have your frozen drinks in as little as 30 minutes, which is actually 15 to 60 minutes depending on the ingredients. 5 presets: slush, frozen cocktail, frappe, milkshake, and frozen juice. And one of the cool things that particularly stood out to me is the slush assist, which they say helps determine if more ingredients like sugar are needed.
The thing with a great slushie, it's all about ratio of ingredients and fats and sugars. So if it can do the assist and kind of steer you through it with just 5 buttons, any idiot can play. Shall we play?
Yeah, let's play. These are straight out the box. What's the first recipe, Ebbers?
Frozen blood orange margarita, 5 minutes of prep time, and for the volume we're doing 30 minutes. So you mentioned the range in time that it takes. That depends on whether you're making 1 or 2 servings or 4 or 6 servings, and it will also depend on how cold your ingredients going in are. Are they fridge cold? Or an orange juice, has it been in a carton, is it room temperature? All those kind of things. And we should stress, we're going to use their recipe. So blood orange juice, lime juice.
I lost a day of my stag do because of tequila.
I remember.
I don't.
But you have the photos.
Yes.
And then this is triple sec.
This is absolutely not an ad. We haven't been gifted these, we bought them with our own money.
So you've got Slushie, which is for sweetened drinks, sweetened iced tea, lemonade, energy drinks, sports drinks. You've got frozen cocktail, because the alcohol we've added needs extra time and colder temperatures. Frozen juice generally has more sugar or different sugars in it. And then there's also the milkshake and frappa. And then we fill up. Whilst we've rinsed it, we haven't switched it on, so I'm interested to see how quiet. Boop.
It's quite
It's
quiet.
like your head in an oven. You've just got that slow fan.
Yeah.
I would say for a compressor, that's whisper quiet. It's also quite slimline. This does sort of slide in to the work surface quite nicely at home. It's got lots of stickers, which you could probably take off
Well,
now.
I was going to say, actually, the thing I didn't like about it is it comes with all the stickers, but actually the stickers are very instructional.
I think these ones you'd leave on forever because they're on the side and they're troubleshooting.
Yeah, but one of them says high alcohol sugar alert, where if with me and you in the kitchen, that's going to be going off all the time.
Only making 1 to 3 servings and starting the machine from off.
Yeah. We set a timer. We're going to move this to the side, see how long it takes to slush, and in the meantime, move on to kitchen equipment number 2. So before we start chugging frozen margaritas, we thought we'd better put some actual food in our bodies, line the stomachs. This is the Foodie 3-in-1 toaster. It says 3-in-1. The marketing says it has 7 cooking functions.
Excellent.
Toast, bagel, defrost, grill, panini, bake, and reheat.
But basically the 3 are toast as you know it,
Yep.
grill, and panini press.
Yes. And it flips. So grill, panini, or toaster.
So look, you can spend anywhere between 20 and 120 or even 200 pounds on a toaster, right? And it does that. It's vertical, it goes in, it grills from either or both sides, different temperatures. I've never needed to put anything in a toaster sideways.
No.
Should we just start with basic bread?
Yeah.
Or what a shade level? How much shade are we giving it?
Well, so it has 7 shades for even edge-to-edge toasting with a dedicated bagel and crumpet setting, and that will toast one side more than the other. But this is bread, we want even toasting on either side.
Well, the shade goes from 1 to 7, And that basically ranges from 90 seconds to 2 minutes something. So it just adds on about 15 seconds for every one. So should we go 5?
Yeah, go 5.
Keep an eye on it.
Yeah. Ebbers, it's got a countdown clock, and I like that on a toaster.
But then there's no surprise. Do you remember what we did with Colin Furze? Where the toast shot across the room? The surprise element is all... Wallace and Gromit, the surprise is that... Whoo. Here's the thing that bothers me.
Okay.
It's got a crumb tray. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
But when you turn it on its side...
Where do the crumbs go?
All in there!
I don't think I've ever emptied my crumb tray.
That's because
Ever.
you live with somebody else who probably does it for
That
you.
is actually true. Oh dear, this is a real wake-up call.
3, 2, what?
It's a pop.
Oh, but what's the point of giving you a timer if it pops up 2 seconds early? What's the point of giving a timer? I mean,
That's how I like my toast.
very even toast.
Mine's actually
Doesn't
not.
like that corner.
Yeah, but that's because mine's got a curve to it.
Now we've reviewed many a toaster, including a Japanese toaster that kept it so lovely and fluffy inside. For me,
Best toast I've ever had from that.
toast shouldn't dry out.
That's the best.
It should toast and still be nice and soft and airy in the middle, I think. And that has done a good job.
We've got some frozen bread as well. I think just for the sake of it, let's test the defrost setting.
Okay.
7, 6.
Will it unload
5,
early?
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we've learned that the defrost setting
Can keep
pops up-
time. Less of a toast. I think it would take a bit of time. You'd have to get to know your toaster.
Is it probably?
But it is steamy and soft inside, and there's begun to toast on the outside. Additional tips: wipe the crumb tray regularly.
Okay.
The crumb tray is not removable, so you kind of do that and then wipe all the crumbs. A bit odd. You can't carry the tray to empty it into the bin. You have to bring the bin to it, and it comes with this, which is a 2-parter: a grill tray, which they reckon you can grill or bake. So cheese on toast,
Yeah.
croissants, pastries can go in.
1 slice of pizza.
1 slice of pizza. And then it comes with a panini press, which adds an extra heated element because it heats from both sides. Put that on.
Oh yeah, you got 2.
Then that clips in. You can't be particularly generous with your panini.
Okay.
It's not perfect, but it's a panini
Now-
press.
now it
It's
works.
pressing it, it's holding it all in.
Panino. Panini, yes. Start. Have we got another countdown to something?
Looking at their recommended recipes, as we expected, filled croissants and pastries on the bake setting. On the grill setting, you do like nachos or loaded fries you could do in that tray and put in. So you just got the heat from down. The panini, it is looking at sort of 12 minutes,
Yeah.
10 minutes, up to a maximum of 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So quite a long cooking time, which I would suggest means it's not that warm. It's making sure that the cheese right in the middle is getting warm and melty. So it's only enough for 2 slices of toast or 1 panini.
Yeah.
So it's quite small. And there's no denying that if that's what you want from one machine, it's there for you.
Yeah.
The bit that I'm confused by with toasters is they've existed forever and ever. Does it really need reinventing? A vertical toaster works. A horizontal grill, there are other appliances that do that.
4, 3, 2, 1. It didn't pop up prematurely.
Didn't pop at all. That's all dishwasher proof because that's where you're going to get cheese, mush and grilled bits, juices and whatnot. It's just a bit fiddly to get
That
the
is
press to be
clunky.
even, and then once you push it in and it cooked,
moves.
it shifted. Lovely and oozy and melty inside, deliciously crispy on the outside. Obviously the ingredients are our own, delicious, but I think it's the textures you're getting from the panini press. I don't say it's very quick.
No.
I think when you compare a panini press, go to a cafe and they're doing this with order,
like 2
4 or
minutes,
5
yeah.
minutes tops because
4 or 5.
you've got to turn around a lot.
Yeah.
easy to clean.
Crumbs have gone to the bottom, to the crumb tray, on purpose.
But the only thing you ever put in a toaster is dry bread.
Yeah, you're not melting cheese.
The moment you start melting cheese and sauces and pestos and things into your panini press, if it dribbles, as this has, I don't know how you clean this.
Before we give our ratings out of 5, let's talk price. £129.
I think for a well-known brand, that is pretty relative.
It doesn't make me go, oof. So what are you rating it out of 5?
Straight out of the box, I'm very impressed with it. I have some reservations about how easy it is to look after and maintain and clean. So 3.5 out of 5.
I was also thinking a 3.5 out of 5. It's a great toaster. I would prefer a 4-slice toaster, but as a 2-slice toaster, it's great. I love the digital interface. I like the countdown clock. The thing for me was how fiddly the panini pressing was. So, having combined our scores, the Ninja Foodie 3-in-1 toaster comes out at a 7 out of 10. Let's have a margarita. Right, it looks like we have slushies.
Took about 30 minutes before it beeped at us.
It's so satisfying, isn't it?
Very easy pour. It's a slushy drink, so it's going to go through a straw. It's slushy.
Yeah.
Even with the booze in it.
Yeah, that hits the spot. God, that's very nice.
It's smooth. The recipe's great, but texture-wise, again, I think is the thing we need to judge. And it is slushy and going to be brain freezy if you go too quick.
Yeah.
It's holding its form, but it's not icy and crunchy like a granita.
Yeah, it's very smooth.
It is a slushy. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
What I love about this is how playful you can be with it. So you can start to really mix and match and personalize drinks and cocktails, different fruit juices, iced teas, your own cordials and all sorts. It is idiot proof. I think if you were really keen on playing with stuff, you would need to perfect your recipe because you can't adjust the machine. I think that's the only thing, but it works. That's the whole point, it works. We've now dispensed all of it. Let's check out the rinse function and then we'll refill it with a Frappuccino mix.
Well, that looked straightforward.
I mean, very simple. Warm water into the max line, rinse and spin a few times, and then it dispenses pretty quick.
Shall we frappe?
Let's frappe. Cold brew coffee and milk, a tablespoon of double cream. The sugar to enable it to keep the right consistency as it freezes.
So the frappe function changes the temperature and changes the speed of the rotation.
Possibly the speed. It doesn't look any quicker. I think mostly it's the time and temperature.
Number 3, the Ninja Sizzle Pro XL.
It's definitely XL.
It is. It's a griddle, or a plancher, as a chef would call it. We've got the flat insert, we've got the griddle insert. I'm super excited by this because out of all of them, the one that I think I would most likely regularly use could be this one.
Interesting.
What's on the menu, chef?
Well, we'll just do breakfast. Pancakes, bacon, eggs.
So we want
So the plancher's a good shout.
the plancher insert.
And they do claim just how even and all-encompassing the heating is, so even right to the corners. So I think that's what I'm keen to test. And then a slight bevel on it so that the fat and the grease drips into here and into here.
So it says that the ventilated lid reduces smoke and splatters.
Definitely reduces spit.
So it's basically all it is
Keeps it
there's
contained.
holes in it so it disperses the smoke.
Yeah, your smoke goes everywhere rather than one bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And interchangeable cast iron for griddle. You've got to have somewhere to keep that as well as somewhere to keep that.
Yes,
So you can do a custom temperature, up or down.
I like that.
You can do custom time, which will then beep at you. Or the grill is low, medium, high. Close, lid. Or cloth lid. Again, lots of stickerage, but it's giving you some guidance. I'd be tempted to leave it on there.
A low smoke health grill
Okay.
with 2 XL grill plates, easy clean ceramic plates and detachable lid. Wide grill surface fits up to 10 burgers, chicken or salmon fillets, cooked with precise temperature and timer functions. Grease catch collects the grease.
Yep.
Interchangeable grill plate and flat plate.
The reason it is a healthy grill is because it has the grease strip tray. I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
George Foreman got there first.
Yeah.
But that is, it kind of revolutionised the way that people cook at home. I am impressed at the size of this, but it does also mean you are limited by the fact that it is huge.
The appeal for me is that it makes me feel like I can do things that I can't already do in my kitchen. Now, bearing in mind, no, I can't make slushies in my kitchen already. I don't regularly make slushies. Whereas I do want to do this style of cooking in my kitchen.
Yep.
I'd normally just use pans at the moment.
Which are much easier to clean and go through a dishwasher, and lots of factors at play.
Yeah.
But there is a fact of cooking on a plancha is in itself a very unique skill. And it's great for pancakes. Well, we hope.
What are the benefits of cooking on a plancha as a chef? Is it a volume thing?
It's a different approach. It's a volume thing because in a frying pan you've got the size to contend with, you've just got a flat surface, you can just rack out a dozen burgers and you can do onions on it, you can do everything from flatbreads, and okonomiyakis are done on planchas.
You're already reading my mind, you can see where I was thinking.
So there are things that will be easier than in a frying pan, but it is a different way of cooking and you need to adjust to it. Allowed to preheat, so 7 to 9 minutes for best results. And the reason being, you will initially get hot spots around here, but if this is ceramic, it should be an even cooking temperature afterwards.
It feels solid, it's weighty. Oh, add food.
Add food. See, was food with 1 O?
No, you've got 4 letters there.
Goodness me. We put in rashers, and then one at the front and then one at the back, just to see if they're going to cook at the same sort of time. And our pancakes. Other things that are good on a plancha, pieces of fish, because they're easy to get a good kind of offset spatula underneath to flip. So it is good for fish cookery. You can do sliced onions and keep tossing and turning in them as well. I prefer to do that in a pan, but the point is, on a plancha, when you've got a big one, you can do a bit of everything. The only thing I would say is you only have one temperature setting. You can't have one side hot and one side cooler. It is all the same, but variable and 2 degrees, not just low, medium, high. They kind of market it as an indoor grill, which it definitely is. You're still going to want to put it, I think, on top of your hob, so that it's got the extraction.
Oh, hey. It's a slight incline, isn't it? Nope, you can see there.
It's definitely non-stick. What I like, again, I think all these products today, I think it's about the texture. The advantage of the plancha is having all that contact with the pancake, and it's nice and level. A low heat gives you an even cook through. Oh yeah, actually, that's a great pancake recipe. Happy with that.
That's very good.
And happy with the product. It's a desire to want to cook plancha style.
Yes.
Rather than perhaps more French classical in saucepans and pans.
I think that's what Ninja do really well. I think
sell you a dream.
With this, and specifically the Slushie, it's aspirational. You look at it and it makes you go, I want to do that. The best marketing is selling the dream. Now, having used it, I've got thoughts. But should we talk price first, and then we'll rate it each out of 5. Bought directly from Ninja's website, £179.99.
Ninja are not cheap.
I'd actually say Ninja aren't expensive either. I'd say that they're in the sort of second, third.
They often undercut the industry pro versions that have pre-existed.
Yeah.
The reason I'm confused is because everything I love about a plancha is the fact that you can just hack at it, go at it, put cloches on it to steam things, you can get underneath stuff and scratch it and get nice crispy surfaces. This is so non-stick, you can't use all those appliances on it. However, that made the eggs an absolute dream to cook because they were sliding all over the place. The pancakes, absolutely non-stick. So for the home user, it's pretty damn good, and it's big, it's XL, 4 stars.
4 stars. I was thinking 4.5 stars. And yeah, I'm thinking of that from the aspirational perspective, but having used it, the fact that you can control the temperature, you've got that control, it's super non-stick. Yes, I wanted to get a big metal burger flipper and clang it all about. However, a slight adaptation to a silicone spatula would solve all of my problems.
And there's certainly not sticking.
Yes, space. Yes.
You're not going to buy it if you haven't got space. I think that's, I always say, it's
can't
not for
judge
me
it on
because
that.
I can't use it. It's too big in my small flat. But that's not who it's aimed at.
So combining the scores, the Ninja Sizzle Pro XL comes out at 8.5 stars.
That's high. Would you like a Frappuccino?
Yes. Okay, again, it beeped at us around the 30-minute mark.
It's thick enough that it's not going to come out.
Oh no. Okay, so super thick then. Far more texture.
But this is not an ice cream or a sorbet machine or a granita machine. This is a drinks machine. So whatever you do, you need to be able to slurp through a straw.
Yeah.
And this is just at that point where you can do both.
Yeah.
It sits on a spoon, you could slurp it through a straw.
But actually, I'm really surprised by the complete difference in texture. I thought it would be incremental, but it is completely different.
Completely different. I think it's Frappuccino
And that's
kind of
bang
coffee
on.
shop vibes.
That
It's
is
not.
it.
It's not an iced coffee, which is coffee with ice, but it is a Frappuccino without having to blend up lots of ice.
We paid £259.99 for it.
It's a lot. But
Is that brain freeze or is that reaction to the price?
No, it's a lot because you look at it and think it's quite small and compact, but where all that cost is this. It's the fact that it's a no ice machine. Any ice cream machine that chills as it churns is also that plus.
Yeah.
They are expensive because you're basically buying the expensive part of a freezer.
The reality hits from an aspirational product to that's such an investment that I am going to need to be using this to justify that. What are you rating it out of 5?
I'm not sure anything gets 5 from me, but this is so damn close, like 4.8.
Whoa! Okay.
I think it's genuinely a brilliant bit of kit that does something at home that you otherwise cannot achieve.
If I gave the last a 4.5, I'm going to give this a 4.5 as well. Can't knock it.
9.3. It's done well today.
9.3. So before we finish, you got your dream kitchen. Unlimited budget, unlimited space. Are you having any of the kit that we feature today in that dream kitchen?
A big fat no to the 3-in-1 toaster. I think you could host the best brunches with your plancha grill and one of these. Have that on the go, pancakes on the go,
So you
bacon.
take both of them?
I would take both and they would be side by side and they would make an excellent brunch venue.
Despite loving the previous one, I think the only one I'd have is this.
Really?
Yeah, because
And it's for all the family.
having
Kids and
used
grown-ups love it so.
having used the Sizzle, it doesn't enable me to do too much of what I can't already do in a pan.
Agreed.
Well, do you own any of these products? Let us know your thoughts on your experiences down below. We're going to take one of these away each and use them over the next 6 months and let you know our thoughts. And if you've enjoyed watching us test these, give us a like so we know and we'll continue to do more.
Great job.
Nice one.
Who wants a pancake?
Who wants a margarita? Because there's none left, I drunk them.